There's always the feeling of excitement when we travel. The freedom of breaking away from our daily routine and to explore interesting places are on top of everyone's wish list. But this is a different kind of travel. It's a spiritual one. This was my call to embark on this trip. Come and experience my first Umrah journey with me. Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome to Medina, the city of the Prophet. It was here that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, migrated from Makkah, seeking refuge from persecution. We were in awe as we stepped out onto the streets. Each building seemed to whisper tales of the past, its history palpable in the very air. Even the simple acts of walking along the streets felt like treading on hallowed ground. The scent of spices and dates filled our senses, a welcome aroma after the journey. The streets were bustling with pilgrims from all corners of the globe. Everywhere we turned, history beckoned. Our first glimpse of the Prophet's Mosque, Masjid Nabawi, was breathtaking. Its massive domes and minarets, adorned with intricate details, seemed to reach for the heavens. The Quba Mosque stood as a testament to the early days of Islam. It is widely regarded as the first mosque built in Islam, dating back to the 7th century CE. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, laid the first stone of the Quba Mosque upon his arrival in Medina during the Hijrah. He stayed in Quba for a few days and led prayers there before continuing to Medina. The fact that the mosque foundation was laid by the Prophet himself gives it immense religious importance for Muslims. Over the centuries, Quba Mosque has undergone several renovations and expansions. Caliphs and rulers throughout Islamic history have contributed to its upkeep and development. The Quba Mosque stands as a testament to the early days of Islam and continues to be a revered place of worship for Muslims worldwide. Another historically significant mosque is Qiblatain Mosque, or Mosque of the Two Qiblas, built in 624 CE. Its story is deeply intertwined with a pivotal moment in Islamic history, the change of the Qibla, the direction of prayer. It was initially known as Masjid Bani Salima, named after the tribe that lived in the area. The most significant event in the mosque's history occurred in the second year of Hijrah. While leading prayers, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, received a divine revelation, instructing him to change the direction of the prayer from Jerusalem to the Kaaba in Mecca. Masjid Qiblatain became unique for having two mihrabs, one facing Jerusalem and the other facing Mecca. Over time, the mosque underwent several renovations and expansions. However, the cost significance of the two qiblas remained. Masjid Nabawi, the Prophet's Mosque in Medina, is not only a place of immense spiritual significance, but also a living testament to the Prophet Muhammad's, peace be upon him, life and legacy. Interestingly, the mosque was initially built adjacent to his house, and over time it expanded to encompass his home, forever intertwining the two. In 622 CE, upon his arrival in Medina, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, began the construction of the mosque on a plot of land donated by two orphans. This simple structure, with walls of sun-dried bricks and a roof of palm leaves, served as a place of worship, community gathering, and learning. As the Muslim community grew, the need for a larger mosque became apparent. The Prophet, peace be upon him, oversaw the expansion of the mosque, and this eventually led to the integration of his house into the mosque complex. It includes the Rauda, a highly revered area between the Prophet's pulpit and his grave, and the Hujra, the room where he passed away and was buried. The area that once housed the Prophet's home became a particularly sacred space in the mosque. Umar ibn Khattab and Uthman ibn Affan, the second and third caliphs, made significant expansions during their reigns. Throughout Islamic history, subsequent caliphs and rulers contributed to the development of Masjid Nabawi. The Ottomans also played a crucial role in the mosque's development. undertaking major renovations and adding intricate details. It was during this time that the iconic green dome built over the Prophet's tomb became a prominent feature. Today, millions of Muslims visit Masjid Nabawi, not only to pray, but also to connect with the Prophet's life and teachings. The fact that his house is now part of the mosque serves as a powerful reminder of his presence and his enduring influence on Islam. The integration of the Prophet's house into Masjid Nabawi is a unique and poignant aspect of the mosque history. The site of Mount Uhud, where the Prophet and his companions fought bravely, filled us with reverence. During the Prophet's time in Medina, the Muslim community faced numerous challenges from the disbelievers of Mecca. The wars of Badr, Uhud, and the Trench were pivotal battles that tested the faith and resilience of the Muslim community. The Battle of Uhud, fought in 625 CE, was the second major battle between the early Muslims of Medina and the Quraysh of Makkah, following the Muslim victory at Badr. While the battle resulted in the tactical setbacks for the Muslims, it carries profound lessons and significance. The Quraysh, seeking revenge for the defeat at Badr, assembled a larger army led by Abu Sufyan. The Muslims, though outnumbered, decided to face them at the foot of Mount Uhud. The battle initially went in favor of the Muslims. However, a critical turning point occurred when some Muslim archers, disobeying the Prophet's orders, left their strategic position to collect spoils of war. This lapse in discipline allowed the Makkah cavalry, led by Khalid ibn al-Walid, who later on became a Muslim himself, to flank the Muslim army, turning the tide of the battle. The archers' disobedience, despite the Prophet's clear instructions, led to a significant reversal. Despite the setback, the Muslims did not lose their faith or resolve. The Prophet was wounded but remained steadfast, rallying his troops and demonstrating remarkable leadership. The Battle of Uhud served as a test of faith for the Muslims. This is Bir Ali Mosque, the Miqat at Dhul Hulaifa, about 9 kilometers from Medina. Miqat, a stated place, is a principal boundary at which Muslim pilgrims intending to perform the Hajj or Umrah must enter the state of Ihram, a sacred state of purity and simplicity in which certain permitted activities are made prohibited. There are 5 boundaries spread out in different areas for pilgrims who come from other parts of the world. Bir Ali is the Miqat for pilgrims coming from Medina. Pilgrims must enter the state of Ihram before crossing the Miqat. This involves wearing 2 pieces of unstitched white garments for men, making the intention to perform Hajj or Umrah, and reciting the Talbiyah. Labbaik Allahumma Umrah. Here I am, O Allah, to perform Umrah. Umrah is a voluntary pilgrimage to Makkah performed outside of the Hajj season. The words spoken aloud in Arabic felt weighty, a formal commitment to this sacred journey. We then begin the Talbiyah. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik. Labbaik la sharika laka labbaik. Innal hamda wa ni'mata laka wal mulk la sharika lak. Here I am, O Allah, here I am. Here I am. You have no partner. Here I am. Indeed, all praise, grace, and sovereignty belong to you. You have no partner. Upon arrival in Makkah, pilgrims perform Tawaf. 7 circuits around the Kaaba, the holiest site in Islam. Next, pilgrims perform Sa'i, running between the hills of Safa and Marwa, commemorating the journey of Hajar, the wife of Prophet Ibrahim, peace be upon him. After Sa'i, pilgrims perform Halq or Taksir, cutting or trimming their hair, symbolizing the end of the Umrah ritual. Today, I was going to experience all that for the first time. We arrived in Makkah after more than 4 hours drive. It's interesting to see tunnels carved into mountains. We drove through Mina, a small town just outside Makkah, known for its bustling streets during the Hajj season. Millions of pilgrims flock here to perform the sacred rituals of Hajj. But outside of the Hajj season, Mina is a different story altogether. As I stepped into the Masjidil Haram area, I was struck by the sheer number of people. I'd never seen a crowd like it. It was overwhelming, but in a strange way, it felt comforting to be among so many fellow Muslims. This place really surprised me. I'd expected a more traditional spiritual atmosphere, but instead, I found a modern commercialized hub. The skyscrapers, shopping malls, and restaurants seem to stretch on forever. In the 7th century, Makkah was a small desert town where the Arabs would come to worship their idols and perform rituals. With the advent of Islam, Makkah's significance changed forever. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, received his revelations in the nearby cave of Hira, and the city became the center of the new faith. As the centuries passed, Makkah began to transform. The Ottomans brought their architectural expertise, building grand mosques and infrastructure to accommodate the growing number of pilgrims. Today, Makkah is a city of stunning contrasts. The ancient Kaaba stands at its heart, surrounded by towering skyscrapers, luxury hotels, and shopping malls.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك.
I'll never forget the moment I first laid my eyes on the Kaaba. It was like nothing I'd ever experienced before. The sheer magnitude of the sacred site took my breath away. Despite the initial culture shock, I soon found myself swept up in the energy of the place. The sounds, the smells, the sights, everything seemed to come alive as I performed my Umrah rituals. My first Umrah experience was an eye-opener. It made me see that no matter where we come from or what our backgrounds may be, we are all united in our quest for spiritual growth. The next day, I found myself drawn back to the Masjidil Haram, eager to catch another glimpse of the Kaaba. I couldn't get enough of its majestic presence, and I felt an overwhelming desire to perform another tawaf. As I walked around the Kaaba, I felt a sense of peace and tranquility wash over me. It was as if the world had slowed down, and all that mattered was this moment. Despite the glitz and glamour, Makkah remains a city of deep spiritual significance. It's a city that blends tradition and modernity, faith and commerce. Around me, I saw people from all walks of life united in their devotion and faith.
Yallah Haji, Yallah Haji.
We were all here for the same reason,
Haji kecil.
to worship and to connect with something greater than ourselves. I'll carry the memories of this experience with me forever, and I hope to return one day, inshallah. After a spiritually uplifting journey to Makkah, we bid farewell to the holiest city in Islam and embarked on a cultural exploration of Jeddah's historic heart, Balad. Our exploration led us to the historic Bab Makkah Gate. This was once the grand entrance to Jeddah's historic heart, a bustling port city that served as the gateway to the holy city of Makkah for centuries. Standing tall and proud, it bore witness to centuries of history, welcoming pilgrims, merchants, and travelers from all corners of the world. As we passed through the gate, we felt a sense of awe and wonder, stepping into a world frozen in time. Balad, the historic heart of Jeddah, was once encircled by a formidable wall. Several gates pierced the wall, serving as entry points into the city. These gates were often fortified with additional defenses to control access and enhance security. However, as the city evolved, the wall was eventually demolished in the mid-20th century to make way for modern development. As we wandered through the narrow winding streets, we were transported back in time. The ancient coral stone buildings, adorned with intricate wooden balconies and colorful facades, whispered tales of bygone eras. These structures, often several stories tall, showcase a fascinating blend of influences. The primary building material was coral limestone, readily available locally. This gave the houses a distinctive light, almost honey-colored appearance, while at the same time provided insulation from the harsh desert heat. Elaborate wooden balconies, often adorned with intricate lattice work or mashrabiyah, a signature feature of Jeddah's architectural style, provided shade and privacy while allowing for air circulation. The architecture of Balad is a testament to the ingenuity of its builders. The alleyways of Balad are a captivating labyrinth, offering a unique glimpse into the city's history and culture. They were once the bustling thoroughfares of daily life. Often no wider than a few meters, residents would have used them to navigate their way to the souk, the mosque, or visit neighbors. Today, they offer a glimpse into the past, allowing visitors to imagine the vibrant life that once flowed through these narrow passages. Exploring the alleyways is like embarking on a treasure hunt. You'll never know what you might stumble upon: a hidden courtyard, a beautifully restored house, or a small shop selling traditional crafts. Just simply wander and get yourself a little lost. Recognizing the historical and cultural significance of these houses, many have been meticulously restored and repurposed. Some houses have been transformed into museums, showcasing the city's rich history, culture, and traditional lifestyle. Others have been converted into charming cafes and restaurants, offering visitors a unique dining experience within these historic settings. This adaptive reuse project not only preserve Al-Balad's architectural heritage, but also contribute to the revitalization of the historic district, making it a vibrant destination for both locals and tourists. Our visit to Al-Balad and our spiritual journey to Makkah and Madinah were a journey through time, a glimpse into the past that enriched our understanding of the present. We left with a newfound appreciation for the rich history this place offers. I look forward to my next visit, insyaAllah, and may Allah invite you too. Amin.
Tak, kita 10 o'clock kita naik tadi.
Alright.
Tak tahu apa briefing dia. Ngomong-ngomong bahasa Arab. Apa dia punya instruction itu?
Stop it!